Hi, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Third and 10 podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Nguyen, joined by my guy, Brian Germinaro. Happy Thursday to y'all. We hope you guys are well. And the reason why this episode is a bit different is because we are not going to start the show with any headlines or any game previews, anything like that. That will be saved towards the end of the show. But the main focus of this podcast is always about the Giants, but from a different perspective, let's say. So, just some background. The New York Football Giants have been a crap show for the past 10 years, right?
That's a nice way of putting it.
That is a nice way of putting it. But let's face the facts. This team just hasn't been good. They've picked in the top 10 in 8 of the past 10 years. You would think, maybe a few years of picking in the top 10 would be okay because at least they would have figured things out. They have not. Ever since their Super Bowl win in 2011, they've had a few good seasons after that 2011 season. There's been times where
it's 2012, 2016, and 2022.
Especially 2022, that playoff. That was a good playoff run for us, I will say. But unfortunately, it's been kind of a downward spiral since that 2011 season. In 2012, they went 9-7. In 2013, they went 7-9. In 2014, they went 6-10. As Brian mentioned, 2016, 2022, yes, they made the playoffs, but in the years that we didn't mention in between those years,
not even close.
Not even close. So what went wrong for this Giants team? And for those of you who know what season we're talking about, that kind of was the reason or the main culprit behind the Giants' struggles this year. Good for you. If not, there is a video to the link that we found inspiration from. Shout out to the creator of the video. And I said the link's going to be in the bio for you guys to check out as well, because we got some inspiration from him, and we're just going to take a deeper dive into this season. But the 2015 season for the Giants, out of all the years that could have been the culprit behind the Giants' struggles, there maybe should have been a culprit at all for the Giants' struggles for the past decade plus. Well, we found it. And with inspiration and with further research, the 2015 season is officially the reason why, or the start of the end for the New York Football Giants. So, without further ado, let's get started. Brian, you were the one who found this video for me. So first off, why this video stand out to you to start, and we'll dive into a deeper perspective on it. But how did you come across this, and why did it stand out to you so much?
I mean, it was simple. Like, it was just in my YouTube recommendations, like how this one season ruined the Giants. And, as a diehard Giants fan who's kind of fed up with everything going on in the organization right now, I wanted to know what that one season was. And I was kind of expecting it to be 2017, maybe 22, like the advanced playoff run, something like maybe 27, like something like that. But when he said 2015, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's kind of a forgotten year in my mind. Maybe, the Panthers were really good. Star Wars just came out. The Mets are coming off a World Series run. So, I wasn't as, involved with the Giants as I normally was. But going through this video, I'm like, oh my God, that has the potential to be a special season. And just something as simple as a defense prevented it. But that one season set off a chain reaction that leads us to where we are right now.
Mm-hmm. So, before we dive into the 2015 season, we want to go back to 2014, and that's when the New York Giants, drafted Odell Beckham Jr., which was one of the best draft picks the Giants have ever made in history, to grab one of the most electric wide receivers. Yeah,
the best pick of the last decade, because trying to think who's been the best. It might be Beckham.
Yeah, I mean, he's made a name for him. He's, as soon as he stepped on the field when he was healthy, he just made a name for himself, man. And he was just a phenomenal player. I mean,
Mhm.
first overall pick, first round, 12 overall. You know, he
12,
was
okay.
yeah, 12
It was
overall.
12 or 13.
One of the yeah, one of the other. Now, of course, the other names in that draft class in 2014 weren't the most notable names, but he was the one that stood out the most. And he did miss the first 4 games, I believe, to start, and then he came out against the Falcons.
Hamstring
And
injury.
yeah, those damn hamstrings, man, I hate it, hate it. Um, but in week 5, came out against the Falcons, caught that first
Johnny
touchdown.
year.
I'm sorry, yeah.
2014's Johnny Manziel year.
Oh right,
That was Blake
that's
Bortles. I think wow. Oh yeah, there's Johnny. Interesting.
Johnny Manziel. God, what a name.
What a name.
What
What
a
a guy.
name. What a guy. I don't think things didn't work out, but he was a character. He was a character, I tell you that much. Um, but yeah, so they drafted Beckham in 2014. He became a star, rookie of the year. That one-handed catch against the Cowboys really, made him really popular amongst the whole NFL fan bases.
That was his introduction to the league. Was that one-handed catch? Because we knew that he was doing pretty well, but he made the headlines with that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, it's like he can do that. It's like okay, we got something here. So Odell had an amazing season in 2014, his rookie season, and that carried over through the 2015 season, which is kind of where we start. So, spoiler alert: the Giants were good in one department and not
really,
so good
really
in the
bad
other.
in another.
Really, really bad in the other part. It's like the complete opposites, like literally complete opposites. They were just really good in
Mhm.
this department and really bad in the other. So let's start with it. So the 2015 season, Tom Coughlin once again as our head coach. Shout out to Coach Coughlin. We always love Coach Coughlin. No hatred towards him whatsoever, and we'll
If you hate
explain.
Coach Coughlin, you got an actual problem.
You got issues.
He's one of
Damn
the
right.
I would say he's a top 3 coach in Giants history.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
top 5. He's
100%.
probably Steve Owen 1. Probably Parcells 1, Steve Owen 2, Coughlin 3.
Yeah, we gotta love Parcells, baby. He was a legend. But no,
Mm-hmm.
Coughlin definitely top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Tom Coughlin was the head coach. Ben McAdoo served as the offensive coordinator. He's a key factor in this for the Giants. Well, that we
Later in the story.
exactly. Defense coordinator was Steve Spagnuolo, who was the DC behind the 2007 and 2011 Super Bowl championships. And yeah, that was MetLife
7.
Stadium.
I don't think
That's
he
where
was in 11. The Rams in 11, I think.
was it Sewell? Fuel? No,
Perry Farrell, I
Perry
think.
Fair. Thank you. Yep, it was. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got fused. So Perry
Yeah, no,
Fuel
it's
Fail
mhm.
was the one. Gosh. Um, but yeah, so the Giants ended the season, had plus 6,000 odds to win the Super Bowl. And they had the talent to do it. They had Eli Manning still chucking balls. They had Odell Beckham Jr. As a wide receiver number 1. Hakeem Nicks was, still on the team as well. Not the same like he used to be, but he was still on the team. Ruben Randall was there. They had Rashad Jennings and Shane Vereen in the backfield. Dwayne Harris was a guy that was signed, to be
Punt
a
returner.
punt returner, but also can catch balls too. And
Yeah.
Larry Donnell, the a tight end that we mentioned in the past when we had
That game is in this season. The
in
game
this
we talked about.
season.
I found it. I'm like, there it is. That's it.
I can't wait to get that was one of my favorite games. That
Yeah.
one, he was so good. But yeah, let's start it. 2015 season. So, like I said, plus 6,000 odds to win the Super Bowl, and year before the Giants went 6-10, but this year they could break out offensively. Like they have a wide receiver number 1. Eli's still doing good. Let's see how this goes. So 2015 started against the Dallas Cowboys. Kind of normal for us looking back at it now because we were always on Sunday Night Football, always facing off against the Cowboys to start the year. So annoying though, don't you think?
It was the most annoying thing ever. I remember, I think it was right after the pandemic, or the pandemic season, where I sent it to my cousin. I'm like, look at the Giants' schedule. He's like, what do you mean we're not playing Dallas week 1? He was actually shocked. Wait, what do you mean we're not in Dallas?
PTSD. It's like we're not playing the Cowboys.
He's just he was so like, yeah, we're playing Dallas. What are you talking about?
It's like, is this a mistake on the NFL schedule maker's end? It's like, huh?
Wait a minute, hang on.
Wait a minute. No, but unfortunately in 2015 we did start with the Dallas Cowboys, but unlike recent seasons, the Giants held their own. Like it was back and forth. Tony Romo did have a pretty decent day though. But the Giants were up 23-20 with about 140 left. It was a 3rd and goal inside the 5, and the Giants, there's 140 left on the clock. Giants had a chance to just run the ball. If they didn't get it, they could waste time because the Cowboys did not have any timeouts, or just run the ball, kill the clock, and on 4th down, kick a field goal. No, because we decided to do a fake handoff and a pass to the end zone, which was incomplete, which stopped the time, as you guys all know with football. So they kicked the field goal, 26-20. There's about 130 plus left, and that was all Dallas needed to drive down the field. And they drove down the field quickly. Like it wasn't like 7
It was
play
a machine. It was just boom, 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 boom. It's like, can we get one stop, guys? Like one positive play in our direction?
It's like, Jesus, man, like defense, come on, do something, make a stop, man. And defense is gonna be mentioned a lot in this episode too, so don't be surprised, folks.
That's the position that's really bad.
Yeah, it is. It was. So 26-20 Giants were up, but Dallas drove down the field in about 3 plays. They were already in Giants territory, and then a few plays later, they had a game-winning touchdown pass from Romo to Jason Witten to grab a 27-26 win. And look, it's all heartbreaking stuff. Like, yes, it happens. These games happen. You lose by 1 point and everything, and it sucks because all your defense needed to do was just make one stop. And yes, it is the Giants' offense fault too, in a way, because they could have just ran the ball. If they didn't score that touchdown, they could have, at least kicked the field goal and take some time off the clock. But hey, we live and we learn. It's one bad loss. Move on. Let's go to the next game. That's when the Giants took on the Atlanta Falcons. And the Falcons headed into this game 1-0, came off a win the week before. This was the Giants' home opener. And the Falcons kind of got off to a good start. They were up 10-3. But then Eli hit a good touchdown pass to Odell Beckham Jr. out of, who else, right? For 67 yards to tie the game up to 10-10. And then after a Josh Brown field goal and a Larry Donnell touchdown catch, the Giants were up 20-10 at the 10:53 mark of the 3rd quarter. Unfortunately, though, that was all the Giants' offense could muster. But at least the defense stepped up, right? No. The Falcons proceeded to score 14 unanswered points in the 4th quarter. Unfortunately, one of those touchdowns was the game winner from Matt Ryan to Julio Jones. Once again,
lethal combination.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
In their prime, dude, those two were one of the best duos in the NFL. But
oh yeah,
the thing is that
Matt Ryan was a fantasy quarterback because of Julio Jones.
Nowadays, when he was playing before or recently, not even close. Dude was just a walking, how do I say it? Just a walking stick, standing in the pocket guy. Yeah, thanks. Basically a statue. I mean, he's never been like a scrambler, but at least in his prime, he was able to scramble a little bit, make some, good throws. And as he's
able to use his legs when he needed to. He's like, oh, God, it's collapsing. I'm gonna roll out and just try to hit a ball downfield.
Yeah, and in his last few years in the NFL, nothing. But yeah, that game-winning touchdown from Matt Ryan to Julio Jones was inside the 2-minute mark at the 1:14 mark to be exact, because the defense once again could not stop a lick. And the Giants lost that one, 23-20 or 24-20, I should say, and the Giants fell to 0-2 on the season. Now, Thursday night, they had a short. So basically, after that Giants lost to the Falcons, they had a short rest. Short week. Thursday night game against the Washington Redskins, as they were called at the time. Second game at MetLife
MetLife,
Stadium
yeah.
of the season. Yep. And it was a good game. It was a very, very good bounce back game for the Giants. Started off with a block punt by Rashad Jennings himself. Who knew the man could play special teams?
Yeah,
For
he's doing it all out there.
He's doing it all. He run the football, catch the football out the backfield, all that stuff. I love his celebration where he's like, he
Defense?
does. I'm sorry.
Can you play defense?
Hey, if only we could put running backs back there on defense, and if he was able to do so,
They threw
it would have
Gronk
been
out
freaking.
there on certain plays.
Oh, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, remember it was the Miami game. They put Gronk at like safety with the Miami Miracle. Oh my goodness.
It's Gronk trying to make a tackle.
Why would they even do that? Like, there's no point.
I get what they're doing. It's like they're trying to play prevent, and if he throws a Hail Mary, have Gronk just jump up there and catch it. That was the plan, I think, but I don't think Bill anticipated that play.
This could have been other people. There's other safety. That's what they have safeties for. Backup safeties, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so it started off with a safety by the Giants that they caused by blocking one of the Redskins punts. And then Andre Williams scored a touchdown run later in the first quarter. Basically, Giants were up 12-0 to start the first quarter. And then by halftime, they were up 15-6. But in the second half, Giants kind of pulled away pretty much. Eli Manning had another touchdown pass to Odell Beckham Jr. for 30 yards. Ruben Randle caught a touchdown. Yes, the Redskins did score a couple touchdowns in that fourth quarter as well. Kirk Cousins was the quarterback for the Redskins, for those of you who don't know. He hit Chris Thompson for a 4-yard touchdown pass. Rashad Ross had a special teams touchdown, a 100-yard kickoff return to be exact, by the Redskins. But in the end, the Giants still put it off, a 30-21 win to get their first win of the season. Eli Manning did pretty damn good in this game. 2 touchdowns, 279 yards. Outstanding game. And Odell Beckham led all receivers. Well, actually, Ruben Randle led all receivers with 7 catches for 160.
Ruben Randle. Play on a guy who just never did anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he was just at best like a wide receiver 2 or 3 on most nights, but he just never really.
No.
did.
That's on Eli Manning. Like, people want to give crap to Eli Manning, and Eli Manning definitely deserves some of it for just not being the most consistent quarterback. But, like, what he did with guys like Ruben Randle and, like, making him, 4 years in the league. Like, I don't think if Ruben Randle has anyone else but Eli Manning throwing to him, he has 2 years in the league.
Yeah. Eli made guys like, you mentioned Randall and Dwayne Harris in this season.
Yeah.
At times, so.
Yeah, so you can give Eli crap about being inconsistent, and I will agree with you. Eli Manning definitely was inconsistent when it came to regular season play, but clutch quarterback and making wide receivers better, 2 of the hallmarks of what you want in a franchise quarterback, Eli had that.
He made the most of what he got, and that's who Eli's been, man. Never, outside of Odell, never really had another, first-round receiver, pretty much.
Toomer, Plexico Burress.
Yeah. Miss those guys, man. Miss those guys. But all right.
Himself, he win in 2008.
Yeah.
You go back to back.
If Plaxico didn't shoot himself.
Coughlin legit says 2008 was the best team I've ever coached.
Because that team went on a run. That team went on a run.
11-0.
Yeah.
Black shot himself.
I'll never forgive him for that. That was our chance. Our
chance. He's in a nightclub and puts the gun in the string of a sweatpants. Your sweatpants, like that string, tighten and stuff. That's where the gun was, and it slipped.
Dude, speaking of that season, we were, top 3 in offense, top 5 in defense. Damn.
We're the best team in the NFC. We had the first round bye.
Yeah, we won the division, all that stuff.
It might be one of the biggest what ifs in NFL history. Is what if Plex doesn't shoot himself? Not Giants history. What if Plex doesn't shoot himself? I I'm telling you, they win that Super Bowl. They go back to back those years, and then who knows what the Coughlin Eli Manning legacy is? Because I don't, do they still win 2011? Who knows? Could they still win in 2011? Now have 3 Super Bowls. Now you got Eli Manning tying Tom Brady at the time for most Super Bowls in the league. Because Brady only had 3.
Damn.
Did Eli Manning with 3 Super Bowl rings
Against Tom? Yeah, he'd be better. He'd be officially better than Peyton. I tell you that much.
Oh my god, Peyton Manning's gonna shoot himself.
Like, damn, my little brother's better than me.
It would be actually a really interesting debate.
True.
Manning doesn't win the last Super Bowl with Denver. Quarterback would you rather have, Eli or Peyton? Because they'd be legit arguments. You had Eli with 3 rings, but Peyton with all the regular season success.
That's true.
Which one would you rather be?
I'll take, our pick. We will always take the guy.
Eli one. I'll take the 3 Super Bowls and be the legend.
Always take the Eli guy, baby. Always. But yeah, speaking of Eli, 2-2 now in the year. Just beat 1-2 on the year after beating the Redskins.
1-2 with the Buffalo, beat up on Buffalo.
Oh yeah, it's not a close game as we thought it was. 24-10. New York kind of came out the 16-3 in the after
the Bills were like crappy.
Yeah, there was no Josh Allen here. It was
no, there was no one.
It was Tyrod.
Wait, was Rex Ryan coaching that team?
He was. That is correct.
Oh my god.
It was the Tyrod Taylor season for the Buffalo Bills. That's when they.
Shout out Tyrod! Oh my god, I'm so sorry you had Rex.
We missed you, Tyrod. Wish you were still here with the Giants, man.
Oh my god, we do. You'd be starting quarterback.
That was the season where the Bills had guys like Charles Clay as the leading receiver in this game, Chris Hogan, Robert Woods, Percy Harvin, the special teams guy
himself. Cross player.
Yeah, man. Man, Chris Hogan, what a story.
This is just a nostalgic episode for me at this point right now. Like, this is just prime middle school watching football. Oh, amazing. I love these names.
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I still love football, but football is always at its best, and sports in general, when you're in middle school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. And this is what, I loved when you brought up this video episode, like this episode idea. It kind of lets us go back and, of course, discuss the 2015 season, but also, like, look back at some old players on the team. Like, yeah, I remember those names. Yeah. So
guys, we're playing the Panthers in Germany. You know how much of a shit show that's going to be? Like, come on. We can't do an hour on that.
Yeah, we're 5-point favorite. All you need to know is that we're 5-point favorites. Last time I checked, 5-point favorites. Our trade deadline, we made no moves. Nick McLeod got released. Like, that's it. Everyone's back. That's great.
You might not even wake up for the game. Happy we'll miss kickoff. Sunday at 9:30 in the morning.
6:30 for me, which sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
I never be up at 6:30 unless I really gotta be up. Never.
Good. I would wake up when I set my alarm, but like 2 bad teams playing each other. I'll wake up when I wake up and put the game on.
Plus MGK. Oh, I heard MGK, Machine Gun Kelly's performing halftime.
I'm not a huge Machine Gun Kelly guy, so that doesn't draw me in.
Yeah, nope, doesn't draw me in. So that's all you
need. I like the one album he had during the pandemic, but like I wasn't crazy about it. Like, oh, this is a fine song.
Yeah. Plus, I think the Giants possibly pull it off. Not surprised if they lose. We should lose for the future, but we'll see. We'll talk about Giants Panthers if you want to end the show, but
I think we just did.
I know, huh? Pretty much. All right, but the Giants are now 2-2 after beating the Redskins and the Bills. Then the Sunday night game against the San Francisco 49ers.
49ers were bad.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine, but there was a time when the Niners were just consistently a bad football team. Like right after Kaepernick started getting hurt and stuff, so like he wasn't the starter every year. And it's like Blaine Gabbert's out there playing quarterback. They trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, but like he's not ready. It's like, Jesus Christ, they're a mess. Kelly was the head coach for some reason.
Well, in this year, Jim Tomsula was the head coach, and Colin Kaepernick, thankfully for him, was still the starting quarterback for said Niners team. And yeah, this was a good game. This was a very good game, especially for Eli Manning, the legend himself, and he was tearing that Niners defense up. Now, this, both teams were scoring points. It was 13-6 at halftime. Niners scored 21 points in the second half. Giants scored 17. Thankfully, though, the Giants did win this game 30-27, thanks to a game-winning drive because his defense cannot stop anything for shit. Giants were up 23-20 at the 4:29 mark of the fourth quarter, but the Niners shoved all the way down the field, and with a minute and 45 left, scored a touchdown thanks to Carlos Hyde. That's a not a familiar name, but a
A
name we
throwback
all
name.
remember. Yep, damn right. Carlos Hyde scored a game-winning touchdown or game leading taking touchdown for the Niners to be up 27-23 with a minute and 40 and some change. But as we all know, we have the comeback king himself, Eli Manning. He went on the field, drove down 80 plus yards, and with 21 seconds left, found Larry Donnell. Honestly, one of my favorite tight ends in Giants history for no freaking reason.
Didn't he have braces? Was his profile? Did he have braces?
Did he?
Somebody else.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I never really realized it. If he did, I never realized.
I remember his ESPN picture. It looked like he had braces. I could be thinking of somebody else. I think I am thinking of somebody else.
Let me see.
No, not. Yeah, I think I am.
This
Giant who had like braces. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, I guess not.
No, not him.
Well, actually,
somebody else.
He did. He did.
He did? Okay.
You are correct. On Sunday Night Football, he is seen with the game ball, smiling with braces on. Good call, buddy. Let's go.
I feel like I know there's a Giant that had braces around this time. I think it was Donnell, but I'm not confident.
Nostalgia, man. Just remembering all these things. That's when you know, buddy, you're a true fan when you remember Larry Donnell had braces, and that's your random fact about one of our starting tight ends. But the Giants, won this game, came back thanks to Eli's heroics. And Eli had a day, 41-54. Man,
remember the Giants offense used to do that?
Man, we don't. It's been a long time since the Giants quarterback threw 50 freaking times. But yeah, Eli had a day, 441 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But Odell Beckham had a day, 7 catches, 121. Dwayne Harris had a day as well, 6 catches for 72 yards. Shane Vereen, that beast he was in the receiving game, had 8 catches for 80.
Because that was the key of the offseason with him.
Oh yeah. The Giants brought him as an extra receiving weapon, and he was great as well. And then Larry Donnell had the game-winning touchdown with 6 catches for 35 yards, and then of course that 1 touchdown. So, and then what a game! But the defense kind of letting us down, but thankfully the heroics of the Giants offense and Eli Manning saved the defense from getting ridiculed, and the Giants go to 3-2.
They brought it back. They saved them like they always did.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they had the Eagles next on the schedule, and they proceeded to lose to said Eagles team. Final score was 27-7. Giants offense could not get anything going, and the defense kind of just once again let us down. The second straight game allowing 27 points. I believe it was the 5th game of the season at that point where they allowed at least 21 points. So, yes, defense was not doing this.
Allowed 21 points was the Buffalo game.
Mm-hmm. But other than that,
so bad.
Rough times. The offense was bad. Eli had 189 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. The Eagles quarterback at that point, anyone guess? Sam Bradford, baby. That was wow. When I think of Sam Bradford, I think of the Rams, not the Eagles. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
He was bad too. He had 3 interceptions.
Eagles because they traded Nick Foles for him, and everyone's like, "What the hell? What are the Eagles doing?" I'm like, I don't care what they're doing. It's really bad.
But on Monday Night Football, can get the job done. So Giants go to 3-3 on the year, but they did beat the Cowboys. Weird because the Giants never beat the Cowboys.
They didn't have Tony Romo.
You just had to ruin it, didn't you?
Well, you know what? It's our job to present the facts, and the fact we beat the Cowboys. Well, they didn't have Tony. The quarterback that game was was their backup? No idea.
Think. Think former Patriots backup.
Matt Castle.
Matt Castle, baby. Did throw 3 interceptions in this game against the Giants, so he was not the best. But Eli wasn't any better. Let's be honest. He only threw for 170 yards and no touchdowns or anything. It was for once the defense actually did something.
They were playing Matt Castle. Of course, they did something.
Castle. I mean, because the only offensive touchdown was the Giants' Orleans Darkwell in the second quarter, hitting a 15-yard or rushing for a 15-yard touchdown.
We didn't mention Orleans Darkwell.
Not up until now.
Yeah, Orleans Darkwell. Another forgotten Giant that should have made the list.
The real number 26.
Real number 26.
But yeah, he had the Giants' only offensive touchdown on the night in the first half and the game overall. It was Josh Brown hitting a couple field goals. It was Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie getting a pick
Brown. Six. What a name.
Didn't he?
The season where he had the problems.
What was it the year after? That's a good question. I think it was the year after. Right? No,
2016.
It was 2016. Yep. Nope. Wait. Yes. Yep. It was after the 2015 season. Re-signed with the Giants, and then he was suspended for violating the conduct policy. And then it got bad.
John Brown is not a happy moment in Giants history, which kind of sucks because I remember playing my buddies in Madden, and when I was losing badly, I would just throw John Brown out there because it's funny that a kicker is out there playing quarterback. And then and then that stuff came out, and they all immediately like, okay, so Brian, are you still gonna put John Brown at quarterback? I'm like, well, not anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, he's beating up women and crap. I'm not gonna put him out there at quarterback.
No, this is a bad person. It wasn't just if you look into the John Brown case, that it's bad. Josh Brown, it's bad. Some of the stuff he did was bad.
Yeesh. I kind of want to, piggyback on your point with how you put like players at different. I guess have players playing your Madden team that like did bad stuff, because this is terrible. In growing up until like basically 2022, I lived playing Madden off the PSP, the PlayStation Portable. And and didn't make any Maddens out after Madden 12 for the PSP. So Madden 12.
Oh, I think I know where this is going. I have 2 ideas where this is going.
I feel like you won't get it right regardless, but I'll give you a chance to guess before I say it. There was a player that I signed in free agency. Very, very notable guy. He was a good 1-2 tight end duo. He was part of a solid 1-2. Yeah, damn it. Solid tight end duo in New England.
I'm not going to tight end in mind. Once you said the position, I knew which one it was.
He was a free agent. I signed him.
He had a TV show made after him. I think he had a few TV shows after him.
That's right. And a Netflix documentary.
By the way, I know we can't say this, but if you want a good laugh, watch that TV show. It's such horrific acting, and who they cast for each role is so bad. Like, they have Belichick, and it looks nothing like Bill Belichick.
I will admit, I haven't watched that. I've seen like a clip or two, but Gronk.
I've seen clips. I've only seen clips, and I just can't get into it because they just don't look anything like them.
Gronk's not that bad.
I haven't seen Gronk. I've only seen Belichick. I saw Belichick and just audibly laughed. I'm like, I can't watch this.
We gotta check it out. That's our homework. Next week, we'll report to you guys.
I don't think I can. I think I'm a bad person by watching it. I'm just gonna be laughing. It's not at the situation. It's just like, I know what these guys look like, and they don't look like this.
Well, the guy I was referring to is Aaron Hernandez. He was the guy that I signed in for agency, and he was really good for me, like on my Madden franchise.
He's a great football player. He's just not a good person.
But he was still on my team after he committed said murders. And as good as he was, I let him go. Even though it wasn't even
Yeah,
that
because he
serious.
committed murders.
He committed committed murders, and he was good for my Madden franchise team, but I had to let him go. And yeah, that
You're just sitting there like crap.
this
Like
shows
there goes
that
the number one tight end.
yeah, video games, I know they're not real life, but to us they are real life. Example, Brian with Josh Brown, me with Aaron Hernandez. All right. So but back to Josh Brown. What's
I didn't have a TV show made after him.
yeah. Wait a minute. How come we've had kickers in the past that doing like shady crap? Josh Brown, Aldrich Rosas, remember him? He was in trouble.
Rojas. I forgot he did something.
I forgot what it was, but he did something.
I think it was. I want to say it's either domestic thing or DUI.
Oh, 2019. Yep, high speed hit and run. Ah,
There it is. That's bad.
yeah. Oof. But anyways, all right. So Josh Brown, hit a couple field goals for the Giants against the Cowboys, but yeah, it was pretty much defense finally did their job for once, and Dwayne Harris had the infamous 100-yard kickoff return to seal the 27-21 for the Giants as they improved to 4-3 on the season. And then the game. Sunday, 1 o'clock start time, Eastern to be exact, in front of 73,000 people at the Superdome. No one.
They're playing this game at a bar I was at when I was on vacation.
What the fuck? Do you remember that shit?
Well, no. Well, actually, I do remember this. I was at my Little League game. I was getting updates from my bench coach. He would just, every time they scored, be like, Brian, 14-7.
Brian.
21.
Brian.
Nice touch.
42-35. What?
I mean, in right field, he's yelling out to me, 28-20.
Thanks.
Back up. But no, this summer, I was on vacation. And I went to a bar. And they had NFL Network on. And NFL Network was like showing like random games like they do to fill time. And that was a game that was on. And I'm like, I know what game this is. I think I have to leave.
I know because of the heartbreak.
I stayed and had a great time, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do this again.
Dude, if you love offense.
Oh, you love this game. Over bettors were just going crazy on this game.
Dude, the over-under was 49.5.
The Giants almost broke that themselves.
Pretty much. The over-under was 49.5, and the score at halftime combined was, well, yeah, it was 49 at half.
Nagy is like, son of a bitch.
Las Vegas probably just looking at this game as like, really?
It's like we should have known Drew Brees versus Eli Manning. The worst defenses should have been a high-scoring game, but this.
Like, we believe in the defense a little bit. Well, that belief was.
I think the defense will show up.
But no, this was an amazing game. Both quarterbacks threw for at least 6 touchdowns. Eli Manning had 350 yards. Drew Brees had 505 yards. Like, defenses were not doing anything in this game. And
win this game, we still talk about this game to this day.
100%.
Best game in Giants history.
100%. For the Giants, Odell Beckham Jr. had a great game, 8 catches for 130. Shane Vereen had a touchdown as well. Dwayne Harris had a couple receiving touchdowns of his own in this game, but
49 points. Everyone was getting scores.
I know. But unfortunately,
it's like Oprah. You get a car. You get a car.
We all get a car. And the Giants, the defense made a play. They had a pick six. Jermaine McBride was the cornerback that picked up Drew Brees to make it 49-42 lead with 7:11 left in the fourth quarter. But in the last minute of the game, the Saints scored a touchdown from Drew Brees to CJ Spiller. And Giants got the ball back, but they couldn't get anything going. Saints used, their timeouts, and the Saints drove down the field with less than 30 seconds on the clock. Won the game on a game-winning field goal from Kai Forbath to win it 52-49. And yeah, the Giants fell to 4-4 on the season. Yay. If only won that game. That's all I'm gonna say to that one. If only won this one. But
If only they won half these games they blew.
But they bounced back the week after. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 32-18 to improve to 5-4 on the season. The quarterback for the Bucks in this game was LASIK man himself, Jameis Winston.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jameis. It's his rookie year, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep, it was.
The year before was Josh Freeman.
Rookie season for Jameis. Running back in the backfield was Doug Martin, and Mike Evans was starting to prove himself as one of the
Oh
best
my
receivers.
God. Talk about
Doug
a name.
Martin.
Talk about a blast from the past on that one.
We shut him down, though. We shut him down. Just 31 yards rushing for Martin. So good stuff there. But Giants did win this game. Odell had another good game, 9 catches for 105 yards. But yeah, Eli, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But Giants pulled off the win. Thankfully, improved to 5-4 on the season. And now is where it gets rough.
Yeah.
Patriots.
This game gave me PTSD.
Patriots, you're up. Yes, Tom Brady was with the quarterback for said Patriots team at this time. I want to fast forward to the point where the Giants were up 23-17 at one point. Then they allowed a touchdown pass from Brady to Gronkowski for a 76 yards. Very disappointing play because New York had 2 defenders going again at Gronk. Both of them hit each other. And yeah, well, Gronk usually doesn't run after the catch. Yeah, it's just Gronk never usually runs after the catch for touchdowns. Yeah, because of that collision, he had an easy route to the end zone because no one was stopping him whatsoever. So, but Giants were down 24-23. But it was fine because Giants had a chance to go back on the field and drive down the field and put some points on the board. Unfortunately, the Giants could only mess up a field goal with 1:47 left. And
they had the Odell Beckham Jr. touchdown. It's everyone's favorite game of what the hell was a catch. Beckham caught the ball, had 2 feet down, and then the ball got knocked out of bounds. So if you can do this and it's a touchdown because you cross the goal line, how is that one not? That was a big talk in my middle school the next day was, how is that not a touchdown if you can do this but not catch it and have 2 feet down?
This was the time of the year, a time of the NFL where I was like, what is a catch? It hasn't, and it's never
started the conversation. I know that the Jesse James Pittsburgh against New England, and like a couple seasons later is what really sparked it. But this is one of the key early events before that one. It's just what is a catch?
Yeah. So, but yeah, the Giants hit a field goal, unfortunately, and they were up 26-23. And the defense, this was a very unfortunate moment because Tom Brady threw a pass, underthrew his guy, and Landon Collins had the ball in his hands.
When I watched the video, I forgot how badly underthrown that ball was. Collins could just take it a step back and just caught it like a punt.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to jump up for it.
Yeah, but and as Collins was going down with the ball, as he hit the ground, as soon as he hit the ground, he was reacting oh crap, did I drop it? He was trying to hide like he did catch it, but based off the way he fell down and the way he was trying to cover the ball and everything, I was like, he dropped that.
Yeah, it was 50-50 at that point. It's either way this thing could go. This could be an interception or, again, what's a catch?
Yeah. And the rest ruled it incomplete. Lucky break for the Patriots, drove down the field, and with 1 second left, hit a game-winning 54-yard field goal from Steven Gostkowski. Patriots won 27.
Right there, that game.
Yeah.
Look at a game is where did everything go off the tracks?
That was the game. Had the bye week after, but coming out of the bye week, nope, they lost to the Redskins 20-14, lost to the Jets in overtime 23-20. But
Monday night. That was the last Monday night game we actually won.
Yep, that Monday night game was the last game we won, which was against the Miami Dolphins. We were 5-7 heading into that game. It was it was the Odell game where he caught that long touchdown. Yeah, it was a long touchdown.
Yep.
So I'm trying to find it here. Oop, where is it? Here we go. Yep, 31-24 was the final score in this game. Odell Beckham had 2 touchdowns in the second half, a 6-yard pass and a 84-yard touchdown to seal the deal for New York and complete the 7-point comeback because they were down 24-17 at one point. But the Giants scored 14 unanswered points to win 31-24. Eli on the day, 4 touchdowns, 337 yards, no interceptions. And then Oda had a big night, of course, with those 2 touchdowns and 7 catches for 166 yards a night. The Dolphins quarterback at the time, Ryan Tannehill. And the guys in the backfield, Lamar Miller and Jay Ajayi. So
Jay Ajayi.
And then
hate that guy.
Why?
Because he went to the Eagles.
Right.
They helped them win a Super Bowl.
Good point. Jarvis Landry was the leading receiver for the Dolphins back then. So shout out to Jarvis, man. Old teammate of Odell's and former teammate in Cleveland as well.
With really underrated NFL career. Like, he was a good receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Receiver a lot of places.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Greg Jennings was on this team, too. Greg Jennings. Yeah, the hamstring.
Hey, Greg Jennings.
But Giants were 6-7. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking the guy from Draft Day.
Oh my god! I watched some clips from that movie yesterday. It was on YouTube. Some clips. I don't know, man. I wouldn't trade 3 second-round picks for the 6th overall pick, but that's just me.
He's a rookie GM.
He was a rookie GM, yeah. No shit, he was a rookie. Freaking a veteran GM wouldn't make that move.
Yeah, he's a rookie, but he's not an idiot.
And then Seattle, like, what trades? Oh god,
I don't know, bro. It's just the most unrealistic movie ever. It's like a football fan's like, none of this would happen.
Like, if I'm the NFL, I'm like, why is Cleveland making so many damn trades on draft day? Like, bro, because after that,
I know we drug test the players, but can we drug test the general manager? I think he's on drugs.
Bro, when he made that trade, when the GM made that trade with Jacksonville, and everyone was like, let me get this straight. You traded our team's future away? And the head coach was like, I quit, Sonny. I quit. And the GM was like, don't quit. I'm like, in that moment, I would have slapped my GM in the face like,
no, I'm quitting.
You traded all our first rounders and all of our seconds. And bro, and then the owner, bro, when he came through the door as the GM was trying to call Seahawks, dude,
Star Wars.
Huh?
It's Count Dooku from Star Wars is the actor who does like Christopher Lee. Dude, it took me out of the movie for a little bit.
He was like, "I'm gonna kill you."
How did Count Dooku do this? How do you buy the Browns?
He was gonna kill the GM, dude, because I would be pissed too.
I would have.
Like you drafted a linebacker with the first overall pick, traded away our team's future.
Yeah, he told him, "I want the quarterback." He goes, "I want to make a splash." You trade up for it. You draft the quarterback.
Yeah, traded up just to get to the linebacker that he could have got at 7, but and then he traded. So and then 15. The Seahawks
traded back at 15. Remember the Chiefs called them. They were at 15. They're like, we're thinking of Vontae Mack, and they were because if he didn't go 7, he was falling.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Good stuff. Damn it, that was a key point. The Chiefs, out of all teams, but it's just like what Seattle really like. You said yes to trading all the first rounders back just to get Callahan. But there's a reason why he fell. But you know what? Hey, it's a movie. I get it. But as guys that know ball, like we know the trades they made was
like, what is this?
This is unrealistic. And then the GM put the Seattle GM on hold. He was like, "What else do we need? Putney, get Putney.
Get Putney.
I want 3 first rounders or all my picks back and David Putney because I feel like it."
I feel like it.
I'm like, you're not hard, bro. Chill. Like, you want a special teamer? Like, of course, what are you gonna say? No, special teams player. Ain't no one gives a
And then the owner is just like, wait a minute, hang on a second. It solves our salary cap problem. Like, bro, what?
It saves us $7 million of cap space.
$7 million. Bro, you could cut somebody and get that.
You know what?
You can get that. Bro, you could cut them. Draft picks.
Oh my god! And you know what? It's crazy. Once the next draft comes around, I'm still gonna watch draft day again. So, obviously, the actor that played Vontae Mack, Chadwick Boseman, man, rest in peace. That's a legend right there, baby.
Yeah,
love my boy Boseman. But all right, let's get back to it. Giants were 6-7, heading into the infamous Odell versus Josh Norman game.
Panthers I missed all this.
I made
the first half of this game.
What? Why?
Because Star Wars had come out that Friday.
Oh my god!
I'm like Star Wars Episode 7, so it was the first Star Wars movie since Revenge of the Sith. First movie that I could see in theaters. So I'm like, Giants are struggling. We're going up against the one-loss Panthers. I'll go see Star Wars. There's plenty of other Giant games to watch. This is the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Then I get out of the theater and I see fighting on the field. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? Like, I missed one game and all hell breaks loose.
Well, it was very entertaining, I'll tell you that much. And it was a tale of two halves. I think that's the simple way to put it. You know, Panthers were up 35-7 with a minute and 20 left in the third quarter. Defensively, the Giants could not stop anything. Offensively, they couldn't get anything going. And there's a reason why, because the Panthers were, they're an undefeated team for a reason. But, that's why you say never say never. And the Giants, well, they pulled off a crazy comeback. 28 points scored in less than 14 minutes against the Panthers. All started with a Will Tye touchdown catch with a minute and 18 to go in the third quarter. Then in the fourth, Rashad Jennings, 38-yard touchdown run. Shane Vereen, touchdown catch for 8 yards. Odell Beckham Jr. had a little slant post touchdown catch over Josh Norman, where Norman proceeded to fall. And after Odell caught the touchdown pass, walked over him.
PI. Yeah. Like, no, you slipped.
You slipped, buddy. And Odell walked over him with a minute and 46 to go. 35. And the Giants defense played so well from the 118 mark to the 146 mark of the third to the fourth quarter, respectively. But as always, they collapsed at the end. Panthers drove down the field. Game-winning field goal by Graham Gano. The Giants' current kicker.
He did that twice to us.
Yeah, he did it twice to us. But no, when it comes to playing for the Giants, he wants to be.
No, he's like, sorry, guys. Graham Gano was legit cost us 4 games. I could think off the top of my head. Both those games, the Jets game, and then the Washington game this year.
Because he went down.
He did not disclose the injury.
Fair. Plus, why is he trying to make? Oh, okay, I get that kickers are supposed to make tackles too, but what are you doing? Like outside of the 2022 season, he was not that good for us so far. But I digress. But yeah, Graham Gano hit the game-winning field goal. 38-35, and the Giants fall to 6-8 on the season on this December.
Pretty much ended it from there.
Yeah, it
went to Minnesota, and Eli Manning got lit up because Beckham was suspended for the.
That's right, the Josh Norman thing.
Yeah, went to Minnesota on Sunday night and just like crapped all over the place. Got blown out. Ryan Nassib had to play that game. He came in the final drive, went 5 for 5 with a touchdown.
Wasn't that the game where we're all? 7? Wasn't that the game where we're all like, "Sib's up future"?
Yes, that was. I'm like, start him now.
That's when we had Ruben Randall, Miles White as our starting receivers. Like it was a weird game, but that game
like no offense to Miles White, you're not starting if Beckham doesn't get into a fist fight with Josh Norman during the game. So we kind of glossed over this. Why did Josh Norman bring a baseball bat onto the field during warm-ups? That question's never been answered.
No.
That's what started the fight was the baseball bat.
Why did he?
Everyone kind of slipped that under the rug. Like, yes, Beckham acted in the wrong to act the way he did. Josh Norman.
Oh yeah.
Josh Norman provoked him for bringing a baseball bat on the field and trying to hit him with it.
Marcus Bell, a Carolina practice squad receiver, was carrying a bat, and he and Beckham had to be restrained after a confrontation before the game. Both the Giants and the league office were trying to determine why Josh Norman was also carrying around a bat. Beckham was threatened.
Why is there a baseball bat on the field? Like, if you're bringing a baseball bat on the field in a football game, that's where the referee needs to go. Like, put that in the locker room right now, or you're not playing.
Oh, I got it right here. The practice of wielding bats before the game has become a ritual for the Panthers. They symbolize the, quote, secondary's goal to make home run plays.
That is the most BS answer I've ever heard in my life. That would become a story. The first time I heard about the baseball bats was because of the Josh Norman incident.
Why would you know, they have their freaking ritual, man.
Do it in the locker room.
Yeah.
Baseball bat on the field.
No, dude, if things got worse in that confrontation, they would have killed somebody. Or the Panthers would have swung at somebody. But yeah, that loss was kind of just the beginning of the end of the season for the Giants. They lost to the Vikings, they lost to Philly. And then they ended the season 6-10. But that's when we mentioned the beginning of the end. We really meant that because Tom Coughlin, after so many years as a Giants head coach,
mutually agreed to part ways.
Yeah.
That's John Mara going, you're fired.
True Giants fans know.
But we can't fire you because you won 2 Super Bowls. So we're going to pretend that we are both in agreement on this, and we're going to put you in that office over there and give you no responsibilities.
Damn right. And Eli was so heartbroken. He was so heartbroken. He cried
during the press conference.
I'm pretty sure I freaking did too. I forgot where I was, but I'm pretty sure I did too.
God, yeah.
Yeah, but
I was upset. I'm like, damn, Tom Coughlin's gone. Like, I won't be coaching the team anymore.
But it's not just the fact that he stepped down; it's the moment after his speech ended. And you brought this up multiple times as well. As he was going down the steps, he passed Mara. Mara looked like he was going to try to shake his hand, and Coughlin said, F no, and walked right past him.
As he should.
As he should. And at that moment in time, it's an unspoken one, but it was a curse that was placed on the Giants.
No, actually, I think so. Season's over.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone likes to bring up that moment and the boat picture.
Correct.
That cursed the Giants.
Correct.
No. The moment that cursed the Giants was July 4th, 2015. What happened that day?
Oh, what happened that day? I forgot.
Gerald Paul blew his hand off in a firework.
Right. I could have guessed that one.
So this is what happened. So I went back and looked at it.
Yeah, of course.
Gerald Paul coming off that season, before he blew his hand off, had 12 and a half sacks. 12 and a half. So he was one of the better pass rushers in the league. Blows his hands off, misses 8 games that season. Has stated he had to play with the club, and his lengthy hospital stay lost a lot of weight. Didn't have the muscle he once did. So he basically had to play catch up to get ready to be in football shape. And was still trying to relearn how to play football with the club on his hand. I went to look. The Giants were 30th in the NFL that year with 23 sacks. I'm not saying Jason Pierre-Paul would come out and have 12 sacks again. But if you look at the following seasons after, he got healthy again and kind of learned to play again, 7 sacks, 8.5 sacks. Went to Tampa in 2018, 12.5 again. So let's just say for the sake of argument, Jason Pierre-Paul adds 9 sacks to the Giants team. Who knows what those 9 sacks are? The pass rush is much different. So that defense could be so much better. And we said it. If that defense is just a little bit better, the Giants are 11-5 and winning the division. Mm-hmm. So Jason Pierre-Paul blowing his hand off is actually the start of the Giants' decline. Because Giants decline, pass rush is bad, Defense is bad. Coughlin gets fired. McAdoo comes in, and everything happens from there.
Yeah,
If Jason Pierre-Paul doesn't blow his hand off, Giants can win a few games. At the very least, be in the hunt. Keeping Coughlin around for another year, McAdoo can sit behind Coughlin and learn. And we know what the big splash the Giants made in free agency at defense. That 11-5 season, full picture doesn't happen. We probably don't get blown out in Green Bay. We may still lose in Green Bay, but it's not as bad. And all the stuff with Eli Manning being benched and all that stuff, that doesn't happen. It's a completely different franchise if Jason Pierre-Paul doesn't blow his finger off.
I will say major props to you. I love it. That I never honestly, like, to me, that the JPP firework accident was like unfortunate, but I never really thought of it as like the beginning or kind of.
I've always thought of it as a joke. I legit went out and bought a Jason Pierre-Paul, like the T-shirt jerseys they have, like a T-shirt. I went out and bought it, and I've worn it on every 4th of July since, because I'm like, this is just a funny thing. It was handle. There's always a meme that Jason Pierre-Paul reminds you to have a blast. It's 4th of July.
No. Stop.
That's a real thing. That's a real tweet going around.
Oh,
God damn it, guys! Really?
No, but oh my god. Okay. No, but I love how you brought that up and everything, because it's just after that season there were just so many things that happened that contribute to the downfall of this Giants team. Like, once Coughlin left, just the standard and just the way the Giants operated was just never the same, because Coughlin brought a sense of discipline, but a sense of accountability. And when McAdoo took over the team, they made the postseason at 11-5, but against the Packers, there was just so many issues. You had the boat issue that you mentioned, right? And you had receivers dropping balls. Odell was just not the same guy in that playoff game.
Nothing that day.
Nothing. Oh my goodness, they were terrible, dude. At the stats in front of me, Paul Perkins was the leading rusher with 10 carries for 30 yards. Rashad Jennings didn't do any better. 5 carries for 29
I just remember Paul Perkins just running into the Packers, the line, and then just falling. It's like, all right, well, he's not going anywhere. That's a nice 1-yard game.
His longest rush was 14 yards. So in those 9 other carries, he rushed for 16 total. That is basically 1 yard per carry. Nice. But yeah, the receivers, they let Eli down, man. Eli threw for 299 on the day, but 1 touchdown, and that was to Tavares King, out of all people. Like, Odell was just struggling. 4 catches, 28 yards, was targeted 9 times, dude. 9 times he was targeted.
What drops did he have? It's a better question, because he dropped the touch on the opening drive.
He dropped multiple balls, dude. It was an ugly game. It was an ugly game for the Giants, and or for Odell and just this Giants team as a whole. And that, as much as we joke around that boat trip was, part of a curse. You got to, from a reality standpoint, and in all seriousness, just the discipline that wasn't there for this Giants team. And
which I want to say, because I remember when we brought in McAdoo, there was this thought that McAdoo is going to be groomed to be the next head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 years on a Coughlin. Like I said, firework act doesn't happen. Coughlin stays an extra couple seasons. Could that couple extra seasons have taught McAdoo more about being a head coach and more about what it takes? So when Coughlin retired, probably still would have tapped McAdoo as the next head coach. But he learned more from Tom Coughlin and had more experience under him. And just, kind of continue that. I don't want to say continue Coughlin's discipline, but, make it his own and still have contributors. And the team is just more, the locker room doesn't fall apart like it did in 2017 under McAdoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, McAdoo gave me hope in that first year, but looking back at it, offensively, this team was below average. Only averaged 19.4 points a game. And, it was the 2016 season was a reversal of the 2015 season. The defense was really good, second best in the league, 17.8 points a lot per game. But the offense just wasn't good at all.
McAdoo is a really interesting person to talk about in Giants history because we're kind of far out from it right now, and we can kind of look back on it and be like, he doesn't bench Manning, or let's just say he handles the Manning benching better. Probably is given one more year, and then who knows what happens after that.
That was, I'll never forgive him for that.
The main reason they were fired. Like, I know the Giants were underperforming and everything, and he still could have gotten fired, but the mismanagement of the Eli Manning situation is a big reason why those two were fired when they were.
Yeah, and because like the Giants were 2-9 at that point, heading to the game against the Raiders. What makes you think that going to Geno Smith was going to change anything? So it was just like
I get the logic. Like, if the Giants would have gone to Davis Webb that game, and been like, we're just trying to see what we have with Davis Webb, the backlash is as bad as it is. I think from a football fan's perspective, you can look at the move and go, okay, the Giants have a high draft pick in a quarterback class with a lot of really good quarterbacks. They do have Davis Webb, who they did, I think, was he what, a third round pick, fourth round pick? He was like a third round pick. So he could be a developmental guy. Let's see what they have in him. Can they win with this guy? Is he another Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, even though Prescott wasn't in the league yet, Kirk Cousins, just another young, kind of looked over guy that could come into our system and play well. I think if that was the route they took, more Giant fans would have been like, okay, it sucks we got to bench Eli, but this is good for the health of the franchise moving forward. This will teach us something.
Mm-hmm. I think the best way they could have handled it was let Eli start that game against the Raiders, right? And then if he struggles, at least you won. I know it wasn't like what on their minds, but at least preserve Eli's starting streak of games, started consecutively. But tell Eli, hey, like you're struggling right now. Let's put in Webb or Smith. More, Webb better than Smith. Honestly, if you had to choose, and see where it goes. Not start Geno Smith right out the gate. Like,
yeah, or don't say this person gives us the best ability to win. That was where the mistake was saying that. You should have said, we're doing this to see what we have at quarterback, and if it's something we need to address for the future.
Mm-hmm.
That was the way they should have presented it. Because I think that's easier for Giants fans to handle than position to win. It's like Geno Smith, Jets quarterback who sucked. This was before, like, Red Zone was around, but it wasn't as big as it is today. This was still back in the day where you turned on whatever was on CBS or Fox. So if you lived in New York, it was most likely you're watching the Giants at 1 and the Jets at 4, or the Jets at 1 and the Giants at 4. So I know for me, I watched a lot of Jets games in between 2011 and 2016. I saw Geno Smith play. Not a good quarterback by any stretch of the imagination.
I was there. But yeah, that game was, just one of many unfortunate and just sort of team cursing events that happened. And well, that led to the end of McAdoo and Mr. Jerry Reese in 2017. And 2018 was sort of a new era for the Giants. Pat Shurmur and Dave Gettleman. But as the movie...
Horrific hirings. Like, I know Pat Shurmur wasn't bad, but Dave Gettleman was so bad.
It was, but you know how the movie in the interview where the guy's like, same, but different. The different refers to the two new guys that came in. Same equals same result. And the Giants went 5-11 in that 2018 season. And, well, that was the year. That was Eli's final year as the first sure starting quarterback for New York, because 2019 was, by the way, Saquon Barkley was drafted in 2018. Let's not forget about that. But 2019 was the year that things really...
Danny Dimes.
Danny mother freaking Dimes. Yeah.
Not a nickname anymore.
Yeah, no, he's like Danny, like pennies, and that's even being too nice about it. I wish there was something lower than pennies. I don't know. But yeah, that was the start of the day.
Currency. Wherever Venezuela is with their inflation.
No, but Daniel Jones was the start of the true fall of the Giants, reaching for an ACC quarterback with a 6th overall pick, who his best competition was against Clemson, and Clemson is Clemson, but everyone else sucks. And he still struggled against other ACC competition outside of Clemson. So don't know what Gettleman saw in him, but I guess we got Dexter Lawrence in that.
Oh, I know. 3 drives at the Senior Bowl. That's what he saw.
Wow, the Senior Bowl.
I swear to God, you can look it up. That's where Gettleman fell in love with Daniel Jones. I'm not even like speculating. That is a direct quote.
Oh no, I got you. I believe you. It's just
no, it's like that is a legit that's a quote from Dave Gettleman. I watched him at the Senior Bowl and fell in love. He played 3 drives in the Senior Bowl, dude.
That's crazy. Not every freaking draft pick that's good plays in a damn Senior Bowl, Gettleman. Figure it out, bro. Fudge, man. Not everyone that's good plays in a damn Senior Bowl. It's the Senior Bowl, okay, is something that is an offer to players if they want to play in said game. Not everyone that's good plays in said game. Daniel Jones played in the game because he had to improve his draft stock, because if he didn't,
bingo.
Exactly.
Right there. It's supposed to be for mid-round picks to up their draft stock. So if we're going for a 4th round pick, so maybe a 3rd. Senior Bowl is.
Exactly. Because did Marvin Harris
a 2nd round pick to a top 10 pick.
Exactly. You think Malik Nabers will play in the Senior Bowl if he was a senior? No. Hell no.
He was a top 10 pick.
Damn right. Damn freaking right. But yeah, but overall, we could go on and on about the Giants and the seasons 2019 and 2020 and 2021 and all that stuff. And we've covered this before. We specifically we covered Daniel Jones, and when he was drafted in 2019 and all the way till now. And we covered that video in a previous one. You guys can find on our YouTube channel. But overall, it all started in 2015. That's when the downfall happened. But I would love to give you the final word, my guy, because you're the one who, like I said, first found the video. And for those of you who want to check out the video where we found inspiration from, again, check it out in our bio. We'll link it for you guys as well. But I will give you the final word, bud, because, like I said, you found this video and you found inspiration, and I appreciate you for that. That's why I love having you as my co-host. What are your final thoughts on all of this? This obviously the Giants rose, during those Super Bowl runs, and they had a couple good seasons after that 2011 Super Bowl win. But just your thoughts, man, on the Giants and their fall.
It's sad because the Giants are one of the best teams in NFL history. Like, they have the most Hall of Fame players. They've appeared in the most championship games. I'm including like pre-merger and post-merger. They've appeared in 22 games. 22. They've only won 8, so like you could do the math on how many they've lost, but they are such a story franchise. You can't tell the story of the NFL without spending a good amount of time on the New York Giants. And it's just sad to see such a proud franchise, such great history, just become a laughingstock and a doormat. And it's like, wondering, it's turned from wondering when this team is going to be good again to if this team is going to be good again. Because if you're a Giants fan right now, like, what hope do you have? Like, it just kind of feels that we're in this endless cycle of losing and that we're never going to get out of it. And it all stems back when Jason Pierre-Paul blew his finger off in a firework accident. A kind of nothing story that was not a nothing story, but a story that kind of got made fun of, and like guys like Deadspin and Barstool had a field day with it because like it is absurd. Like, this NFL defensive end coming off a great season, had the franchise tag, was going to get probably a long-term deal to be a Giant for life. Threw it all away because of a firework accident. That would lead to the Giants being the worst team of the 2010s. You wouldn't expect it, but it's true. So it stinks. It just stinks, and I just want to watch winning football again. It's that simple. Like just going back on this season and just going back on the 2015 and hearing those names, it just reminded me of like that middle school me that like couldn't wait for Sunday, and I still can't wait for Sunday. Like I can't wait to sit down and watch Red Zone and gamble and do all that stuff to put football. But like it was just the innocence of like being a kid watching your idols play. Like that magic's gone right now, and I hope one day we can get it back when we start winning again.
And I know we'll obviously discuss this, in the future, but is it really a simple? I mean, I know this is probably like one of the most stupidest and easiest questions to answer, but do you feel like right now, based off everything we discussed today, are we really a quarterback away, or is there more to this?
Uh Yeah, I think we are. I still think we're a quarter. I think we're a quarterback away from being in the hunt, like a scrappy team. Like a team that's gonna go out there and go 8-9 or 9-8 and play really competitive football games and be in it down the stretch. We're a few more pieces away from being a division contender and going up there against the Commanders because that's going to be a team we're worried about. Like I know Philly and Dallas have been the kings of the NFC East for the past 5 years. Their reign is coming to an end. It's coming soon. We're seeing it. We're seeing especially Dallas. We're seeing the cracks right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. The Commanders are the up and coming team, so we're gonna have to focus on how we beat the Commanders. For that, we are multiple pieces away.
We can't fall behind. That's the thing. Moves have to be made this offseason. And, maybe hopefully we're bad enough, as much as I hate to say to hope that we are bad enough because I don't want to see our team lose games for the rest of the season. But
like
we have to.
We have to be up there making high draft picks. We can't be mid top tens anymore. It's like it's either go all in, try to win a Super Bowl and make big free agency splash and big trades, or just suck, get 1-1, have your pick of the litter, and go from there. If you have a core, put the quarterback in it.
Mm-hmm. And this locker room needs a quarterback, and they won't say it, but they know that number 8 just isn't the guy. They just won't say it because it's his teammate, but
because Daniel Jones is the perfect teammate. He's not
mm-hmm.
he's not all about him. He works his ass off, which is just something. Whatever you want to say about Daniel Jones, you can't say anything bad about his work ethic because he is trying to be a better quarterback. He just
can't
have the ability to be it.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens, the rest of the season for the Giants. Obviously, injuries have, factored in. Andrew Thomas is the most notable guy. He's out for the rest of the year. And that's been a big part of the Giants' struggles on that offensive line. What used to be a top 10 unit for the first 4 or 5 games has no longer been that same unit since that Thomas injury. So, but overall, the 2015 season, a season where the Giants finished 6-10, was indeed the beginning of the end for New York. And that, my friends, concludes the special episode 39 to be exact, of the 3rd and 10 podcast, season 2. So we'll leave you off with this. We hope you enjoy your football weekends, starting tonight, of course, with the Thursday night football game between the Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That was gonna be good one to watch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants will play the Panthers on Sunday, bright and early in Germany. So that's gonna be. We'll see who's up for that one. I might not, but we shall see how my body reacts.
I'll see how my Saturday goes.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling about mine. I'm working.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have work, so I have to be mature. So
we'll see. But we hope you guys enjoyed your football weekend. No games of the week for you guys this week. This episode, we really wanted to focus on the 2015 season, and honestly, we barely dived into Giants previews against the Panthers. But it's honestly, in a lost season like this, I know we're supposed to do a due diligence, but this
is offensive for Germany. This is offensive that we're doing this in Germany. We're sending these 2 teams to Germany, guys. Like I know Germany's done a lot of bad stuff. Like
But we didn't have to do this to them.
This is a little mean.
Yeah, like we could have at least sent like I don't know Patriots.
Jackson.
No,
Jackson's in London a lot. Can you send
send like a mediocre team, someone that's medium, and not too bad, but not
here you
too.
go. Send the Bengals and the over there.
Okay, yeah. At least we're not doing them.
But an interesting game.
Yeah, there you go. See. But no, they'll be facing the wrath of the Giants and Panthers, two of the worst teams in the NFL. So we'll see who pulls off that one. But overall, we did cover the Giants Panthers a little bit in the middle of this episode, but just nothing worth really noting. But we will cover how the result happened.
We'll cover the post game.
The aftermath on Tuesday. I'll tell you that much. But like I said, we hope you guys enjoy this episode. We thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We appreciate you guys as always. You can follow us on our social media. Brian at BrianPD1016. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well at Nathan_Nguyen24. And you can follow us on our TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at 3rd and 10 Pod, and also on YouTube channel at 3rd and 10 Podcast, where all of our clips and full episodes will be as well. So for Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this special edition of the 3rd and 10 Podcast. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your weekend and have a great day as well. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much.